It's the NFL on EA Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Denver Broncos, and it comes your way next.
Opened in 2001, it lies on the same site and retains the name of the city's beloved former stadium. We're here at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And here we go at Mile High. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So that brings up second down. Here's Nix to throw. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. Decent gain here, but short of the first. The rookie out of Alabama, there on the tackle.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Third down run by Dobbins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Play action with Nix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Throwing on first down, Nix. This is Ingram working the left side. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They'll run on first down with Dobbins. And they'll get him down at the 7-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Nix from the gun. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have. This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. On the play fake, it's Hurts. It's Dotson on the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Hurts throwing again. Able to find Dotson here. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Jukes one defender, and he found a little room to turn it into a nice gain down to the 6. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Hurts now from the gun. Has it in close. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he gets in, touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles finish off their opening drive. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles start off well to tie things 7-7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So the Broncos headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Zach Bond with the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Nicks off the play action. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this will be his first effort of the contest. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. First down throwing for Hurts. That pass caught by Dotson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. Big gain, has them across the 40. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing here, Hurts. Getting out to his left. He can run it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway. Ugh.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Now movement as somebody goes early, and for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start, now 15 yards to the marker. They'll run here following the penalty. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. 2 yards on the run, still ground to make up, though, as they face 2nd and 13. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. Completed over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Hurts setting up to throw. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Bails out of the... This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Second and goal coming up from the 7. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Hurts to throw. Buying some time left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Hey, I get it. You know, there are times as a decision-maker playing quarterback, you take a sack and you cut your losses. But when you get an opportunity in the red zone on 3rd down, you'd love to give your guy on the other end a chance. Because a touchdown, well, we know in the course of outcomes of games, so much more influential than settling for a field goal.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 13. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos running their offense out once again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Built up this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. Quick slant, caught by Sutton. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Second and 3 now. Play action with Nix. Pass taken in by Sutton. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 35 out of that one. And that gives them 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. Dobbins. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Running for it with Dobbins. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos take a 2nd quarter lead. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos take a 4-point lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here comes Williams on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. They're running the option, short side. Makes a cut to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. The Broncos get to him here. He's brought down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Eagles likely looking at a punt. Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And this one's kicked up towards the clouds. Wow! And he's going to call for the fair catch here at the 38-yard line. The Broncos are getting the ball back as J.K. Dobbins runs out there. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Nix with it on 1st. Hitting Ingram on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
He did such a good job of not just hitting him in a window on that slant, in the right window, but hitting him right in time, right in a spot where he had room to run and add on to that catch.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's down to the 8 before going out. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
From the red zone now. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Nix from the gun. Rolling left, behind some. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Bertolet able to knock it through and add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. So we've reached halftime in Denver. The hometown fans, yeah, they're feeling good. Their Broncos on the lead. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a fine first half from running back J.K. Dobbins. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 11. That pass complete to Goddard. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down throwing for Hurts. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and just 2 to go. Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. The Eagles are in punt formation. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The Broncos offense all set to go. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. They run the counter with Dobbins. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Sidney Brown in on that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Going for the first with Dobbins. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
First down, and they go right back to him. They'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Brought down on the effort by Quinyon Mitchell. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Here's Nix to throw. Complete. It's Ingram. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing here, Nix. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And the Eagles bring the interception back beyond the 40 before the tackle is made. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A one-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, first and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's got Smith. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On first down, Hurts. Into traffic, complete. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Here's 2nd and 7. This finds Smith. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Hurts throwing again. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. In on the tackle was Jonathan Cooper.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles make it 17-all. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This is taken in at the 13. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Throwing on first down, Nix. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. This game remains tied after 3, so we'll decide things right here in the 4th quarter. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
On 2nd down, here's Dobbins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. A toss running right, Dobbins. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Now Nix. Hits him on the out route. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Dobbins on 1st and goal. Is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Fielded at the 14. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Broke through the tackle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
And that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in my double digits, and they nearly got it there.
Second and 4. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
They'll send out the punting unit. Braden Mann will kick it away. He gets it away, and wow, he got under this one. It is driven sky high. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Broncos get set to take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Cut by Sutton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's 1st down. Nix from the gun. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You train a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. He'll throw it. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embrace catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Tight end gets it running forward. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Motion man left is Brown. He'll look to throw it. Throw right side, caught by Smith. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Here we go, third and less than a yard. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
That pass caught by Dotson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. And the Broncos are in the nickel for this third down. To throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. So it's a win for the Broncos. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.